So first game between these two teams, we have Druz Lite down here. They even have the clan tag versus Reservoir Ducks. Now let me just pull up my cheat sheet here so I can talk a little bit about the players, because the Dark Ages tend to be not the most eventful. So it's good to have something to talk about. We're going to start with Reservoir Ducks for this one. We have Exion in the pocket position here as the slabs for Reservoir Ducks. Great pocket save, fantastic economy, has some nice mobility options, great siege, cheaper siege units, and some of the best halberdiers infantry units in the game for the late game. Likely to open scouts here and then go into knights in the castle age, and maybe potentially finish off some with some siege in the imperial age, siege rams, pikes if needed, or yeah. But it's mainly going to provide the cavalry here from the pocket with the mobility. On the left hand side we have El Pollo Diavolo with the Japanese is at 1237 101 elo, playing in the blue here. Very likely to go men-at-arms archers, pretty standard for Japanese, and yeah, follow the archers line through crossbows and arbalest throughout the game. Right hand side we have Hell Golem for Reservoir Ducks in the teal, playing as Byzantines. Classified as a defensive civ, they have the cheapest trash in the game in terms of skirmishers and pikes and these kinds of things. And also cheaper camels. Their buildings have more hit points. Yeah, good spot to be on the defensive side. Could be useful if they want to be aggressive on the top side here. Hell Golem is currently at 1534 elo. Now for Druz Lite, we have Palm in the pocket position here, playing as Berbers. Another great pocket civ because their cavalry gets cheaper in the castle and imperial ages, 15 and 20% respectively. So you have an easier time going triple stable constant production with Berbers than with any other cavalry civ. Berbers lack paladin, but they do get fully upgraded cavalier, and should the need arise for some mobile counter units. They have heavy camel in the imperial age. They also have the camel archers from the castles in the castle and imperial ages to counter enemy cavalry. Could come in handy against Slavs, I guess. Left hand side we have the highest rated player of the team here, maybe for the setup as well. Light Corbo is currently sitting at 1590 1 elo, but he did break 1600 not long ago, so he's been up there. Playing in the red as Byzantines as well. So we have Byzantines Japanese on the top side here. And then in the south side we have Cheap, also a 1400 plus player. He is at 1452 at the moment. It's with the Koreans. Obviously Koreans has become a strong archers civilization now with getting the archers line defense upgrades instantly, but you could still justify going towers with Koreans as well. Especially looking at Hell Golem's map here with forward gold, forward stone, forward main gold, forward secondary stone. There's only the gold in the back left for Hell Golem, but even that is kind of subject to towers here if Cheap wants to go for towers. One thing that talks against going towers is the travel distance, though you'd usually go towers if the players are closer than that. Hell Golem trying to snag some sheep, but is going to lose the scout in the process, almost. Takes some huge hits here, but in exchange of course causes some idle time on Cheap here. Loom is in the making for Palm in the pocket here now. Suggest he might want to be going up at 20 population here. Nah, maybe not. Exion, yeah, they're getting their food wise. They'll be clicking up shortly, maybe at 21 pop, both of these players. I think we were flaring enemy locations here. Could be good to know for the strategic planning, obviously. Village on the way for Light Corbo with 21 pop. What's the play here? No barracks is 21 pop straight archers for Light Corbo here, maybe. I think that's a good call, because El Pollo Diavolo is sending in a Drush here. If it's not... No, it's definitely Drush from El Pollo Diavolo with the Japanese here. Surprisingly not going for the Men-at-Arms, because it's in the feudal age where the Japanese faster attacking infantry kicks in. Light Corvo with a bit of a slow reaction here, pulls the villager away though, and he certainly has some idle time forced upon him here with the forward of El Pollo Diavolo here. Risk losing one villager, but I think is fine, getting some nice hits in on the angry housewives and the scouts here. Palm right around the corner of feudal age here, also with some huge walls in progress here, not taking any chances here from the Berber's pocket. Here comes the stable, and Exion opting for actually the same population, is 25-ish% behind, so Exion has been must have had some idle time along the way here. Cheap, also with a bit of walling here. No infantry openings for either of them, it seems. So they're both going for the straight archers then. Peculiar that Hell Golem with the Japanese, the Byzantines. Yeah, Byzantine straight archers on this side could even be straight skirms, but you don't usually do that in team games because they would be easily contested by pocket scouts. El Pollo Diavolo tries to hit Light Corvo again, of course causes some delays here on the buildings going up, but not any villager losses to my knowledge here. Light Corvo knows that one of them is weakened, so he can fight this off with villagers if needed. 6 idols for Light Corvo, but all in all going to fend off the Drush here now and respond with double range archers. Whereas El Pollo Diavolo, going for the Drush fast castle approach, is looking at some serious walling action to do here, something that I think Light Corvo should be able to contest with his first 2 archers, just considering the vast amount of walling that is needed here for El Pollo Diavolo. Very open Arabia generation, this one. 3 military for Palm, 4 now, and 3 for Exion. They're both going for the scouts, of course, but Palm is with the superior numbers here. Yeah, I like how Palm is tracking Exion's army movement here, keeping the scouts close together. Overall HP slightly higher for Exion actually, and he's forcing an engagement there, takes some free HP off Palm, but we're dangerously close to Palm's base now, so Palm shouldn't have any problem supplying extra units here. I hope he notices this hole for later though. Otherwise that could be hurtful from any enemy mobile units here. 2 ranges for Hell Golem, and double ranges for Cheap as well. Cheap is going to have the armor instantly. Palm is with the superior scouts numbers, at least in this fight. Overall military is the same for the 2 pockets. Palm seems to be in a more healthy state in terms of food, though he has placed roughly more farms. That's surprising, being up against Slavs, to have a better food eco going for you, but that could be the general production playing in here as well. Exion is making more scouts, whereas Palm is content with his 7 at the moment. So it looks like Hell Golem is with the army numbers advantage over Cheap here. Even mixes in some skirms because they're so dirt cheap for Byzantines anyway. You could afford to lose some of them. Good engagements here, both players with fletching and defense. So nice awareness of Hell Golem as well, being up against Koreans to get that defense. You'd want it for the skirms anyway, of course, but when you're up against Koreans, you know they will have armor. So in order to take justifiable fights, you want defense for yourself as well. Palm is being outnumbered here now. He'll be wanting to gather up with Light Corvo here, I believe, and also to plug this hole, but Palm is famous for his holes in his walls, so we're not going to... there we go, he plugged it, he heard me, even though this isn't live. Good job, Palm. So Cheap is a bit on the back foot here against Hellgolem. As said, they have roughly the same builder numbers, but Cheap is lagging behind in military productions. 12 against 6 here. The skirms mixed in is a good addition of Cheap as well, in my opinion, but he is falling behind the numbers and needs to be very patient behind his walls here so as not to lose units needlessly. We have now Flare in the north looking for an entry. El Pollo de Ovolo actually managed to get some full walls up here. Forward towers not out of the question here either when walling like this, actually. 2 woodlands absolutely subject to tower damage here, if that's a reasonable play. Cheap goes for the engagement now, 9 against 9 here. Still more skirmishers for Hellgolem, I believe. Yeah, Hellgolem takes a great fight here. Keeps that KD very much positive, 17 to 7 here. And quick wall, house wall not up in time for Cheap here, so... Cheap again will be losing units and struggling at his flank position here. Palm and Light Corvo. Well, Light Corvo is winning the fight up here by far, 16-11. But what happened to Palm's scouts? 8 deaths here, did lose them all? Yep, Palm 0 military, and Exion as well, though, with 1 military, so they did trade decently there. Going up to the cast stages as well, Exion earlier up to the cast stage, even though he invested more into scouts, but that's the faster working slabs farms playing in here as well. You would gather food simply more quickly and could easily gain that eco lead over the opponent. Cheap almost cleaning up here, but at the cost of losing all of his military. Now only 1 military left for Cheap, and yeah, we have to say a very successful forward for Hellgolem with a KD of 31 to 11 right now. Cheap is tagging and screaming for help. I'd assume he doesn't have any army of his own. Just 1 or 2 scouts would actually clean up this. But they're all dead from Palm. Castledge right around the corner though. Palm going straight for... It's going for double stables for now, actually. So certainly efficient enough for Burbus here. But considering that you're behind to the next stage, even triple stables could be justified with Burbus. Home with a few scouts here with attack and defense upgrades in will clean up the last remaining units of the Koreans archers inside. Byzantines archers and skirmers, I mean, inside Cheap space. Cheap may have a long-term plan of going war wagons here, because now he's going to stone. He could be thinking about defensive towers, guard tower defense as well, being behind now. Severely behind Hellgolem in terms of military and military production here. But if he can make it to the cast stage, which is now 90% on the way, that should mean that guard towers are absolutely an option for defense here for Cheap. Koreans get the guard towers instantly, so that's a no-brainer for Cheap if he needs to fend off the what is still few age archers here. Something that Palm and Cheap absolutely should consider engaging now, just to keep the numbers down. Meanwhile, Exion is on the move towards Light Corvo's base. Not going to find any entry point here though, but could be looking at some easy army pickoffs here. Light Corvo with 70 military here, but ungarrisoning the archers mostly on the inside of his walls here and get some free hits in on the lights here. So Castlage is in. It's far away for El Pollo Diablo still, so with crossbows here, Light Corvo is looking at a great fight. The Slabs Knights have only +1 as well. They have a huge numbers though, so they can't be let close to this, but Reservoir Ducks wisely back off here to avoid risking any damage to the feudal archers of El Pollo Diablo with Castlage only 10% away. So on the south side we have a run-in here between Palm and Hellgolem, backed by Cheap's mix of crossbows and skirmishers here. Not the best fight ever, but they are definitely going to diminish Hellgolem's numbers here, and while keeping their own army numbers at a decent spot. Light Corvo is on its own in the north now, but Palm and Cheap are absolutely doing a decent engagement here, with Palm forcing the crossbows of Hellgolem to fire at his knights, allowing Cheap to microphone behind and take out as many crossbows as possible. Turns out to be a great fight for Palm and Cheap in the end here. Now Hellgolem is down to 7 military. One issue now is that Exion is coming this way with all the knights. Still only +1 though, so if Palm can bring some reinforcements to the fight here, shouldn't be looking all that bad. Palm has the +2 and +1 attack as well. Yeah, good hit and run micro from Cheap. The Exion is actually backing off here. He still has he has +2 now actually, so that just kicked in for him. Paul with the superior numbers now, he can actually clean up the last few crossbows here. Cheap would be joining in as well, I believe. I think they should engage here now, not back off. Why are they backing off? They could easily win this. Huh. Army numbers looking healthier for Druz now. Light Corvo has been losing some numbers again, but it's now taking the hill here, a very important hill. Light Corvo's map is not good at all. He has 2 forward golds and a forward stone here. Forced to wall all that out. Has the main gold inside of his wall stone, so that's not too bad. Cheap is on the run now. Is he going for a castle on this hill or something? Let's see Cheap's point of view here. Ah, forward castle for Cheap. Interesting. That's gonna go up, and that's going to contest the, or it should go up anyway, with all this army to protect the situation here. And still no +1 attack for Exion, means that in equal numbers Palm should easily win this fight. Palm needs to engage, so can't just chill around here and look at the villagers building. Needs to engage in the fights. And it looks somewhat close, but main priority of Reservoir Ducks now is to deny this castle from going up, of course, but I think it will go up eventually. Not just yet. So the castle is effectively denied at 86%. Shouldn't be many hits away from being complete though. Palm with some serious knights numbers here now are going to pressure Hellgolem pretty hard here now. Hellgolem with 13 military total has not really switched into any pikes, surprisingly enough, considering that Byzantines have cheaper pikemen. Most like Corvo up to the north. Oh, I hope he's paying attention. Yeah, good splits. That Corvo certainly has his army hotkeys down. Takes some hits there, but still micros down 1 mangonel. Dares to micro against 2 mangonels here. Is actually going to get the other one as well and keep this hill. Nice dodge. Great, great, great micro from Light Corvo here. Now with the numbers here, could actually even risk fighting uphill now, because it's 22 to 12 crossbows here now, but yeah, it's time to chase. Castle finally goes up for cheap. Lots of steady night flow here. Triple stables now for Palm moving forward, just keeping consistent units flow here. Exion now with the +1 finally, but now Palm has the +2, and Palm has superior numbers and over Exion, and stronger upgrades as well. University finally up for cheap, so he could get to his ballistics if he doesn't already. He actually has 2 universities, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, Palm can just run around and have fun here now. He doesn't even need support from Cheap's archers here, because there aren't any spearmen or pikemen in the mix here from Hellgolem. He's Byzantines with the ultimate cheap trash and doesn't really make use of it. Could be an eco issue maybe. Not really, has the food and wood here as well, even the gold for the upgrade, but could even go imp, not that he would do that with the current situation, but doesn't look too good for Hellgolem here, as Palm is hard carrying from the Berber's pocket here, has an easy time providing constant units flow here. Hellgolem actually going imp here. Byzantines have the cheaper imp, but what's that going to do? It's going to give him arbalests, and it's going to give him the potential for halberdiers, but giving the current eco with 64 villagers, 600 gold, 300 food is a bit far off for an halberdier upgrade now, not to mention that we will have to produce the units as well. Light Corvo on the way up as well, making use of that Byzantine's cheaper imp, microing down yet another Mangonel here. Great Mangonel, great micro, not so great Mangonel micro, and did take a free hit there, but all in all just holding the hill in, that's all Light Corvo needs to do, because the offensive is real strong on the south side. Once Palm and Cheap are content with the progress they're making on Hellgolem here, they could keep moving on to the Slabs pocket, which they should do at some point. It's actually pretty exposed here, so a few knights from Palm couldn't hurt to get some raids in over the overchops here as well. Notable number of knights for Exion as well, going for a big raid now on Palm's side. Palm may need to run back, but again, Palm has the +2, Exion has only +1. So until the +2 kicks in for Exion, Palm could almost engage this. I think Palm with 48 military, Exion with 46. Yeah, he could, if Palm collects his army, he could actually engage this. And I think he is on the run over there now. Cheap even bringing his war wagons back as well, I think. Good quick walling, just needs to buy time here for Palm's units to come. Hellgolem with the Imperial Age now at 46 military here now. I still don't see a lot of barracks here, but it's going heavily into ARBs, of course, so that's certainly going to prove useful as well. Nice collective effort here from Palm and Cheap to chase the knights away. Palm with the Imperial Age in as well. That's a fight Exion isn't interested in taking. He wants to preserve his numbers as best he can before going to the next ages himself, if he is ever in a position to do so. Certainly is in a position to do so. Thus was missing the second building to go up, so that explains it. That's why Exion isn't up yet. He's floating lots of resources here now. Heal bonus for Exion, but Exion missing that +2 attack. If Palm recognizes this, he could easily actually take that fight. Might be trying to preserve the numbers for Cavalier though, because once Cavalier is in, it would be much easier to contest Hellgolem's Arbalest here as well. War wagons certainly helping out as well. This is the big fight of the game here, it seems. Cavalier kicks in, and I think Hellgolem and Exion will be losing all of their armies here. Well, not all, but quite a lot of them. This is not pretty for Exion here. Palm now with 59 military, the opposing pocket only with 21 and only 20% Imperial Age. Some players in the back just playing idols. More stables now. Exion is desperate to reproduce here. The economy certainly allows for that, but being down 39 military total now, that's not a small deal here. Hellgolem only with 11 military. Now Palm could just go right in and raid Exion and end the game right here, I believe, because Light Cowboy is doing some great work in the north as well, fighting with Arbalest against crossbows here. Idling Blue, El Pollo Diablo a lot over here. And even with Exion's massive slabs boom, that's not going to save him from an unstoppable force of cavaliers from Palm here. That's the GG. Military numbers not up to par for Reservoir Ducks here. Still great game from both teams for a while there. Just Hellgolem had a great start against Cheap here, but Palm managed to get back into it and take the fights at the proper time here, whereas Light Corbo was just holding very nicely on his side here, not really allowing much damage to be dealt to his home base. Let's look at the stats. Palm MVP, it seems, in terms of economy and largest army here. Ridiculous 78 largest army. Could almost be 78 cavaliers here for Palm. And Light Corbo not far behind with the 59 as well. General army domination Cheap, never quite making it there, but still being useful with the forward castle going into some war wagons. That helped out a lot against Hellgolem's Arbalest once that kicked in. Good coordinated efforts from Druz Lite here.